Yep. Here it is. There it is. I got to prop shit up. We're having to fix shit. I had to prop shit up, man. I had to prop shit up. Hold on, I had to. Got trash all in my pockets and shit. Gotta sit up straight, man. What's going on here? It's a school night. My bad. Forgot about that shit. Forgot it's a school night. I need a haircut. Meanwhile, I actually just came from the barbershop, which is funny. But we did a little, what you call this? We do a little men's group. They do a little men's group thing over there, and obviously it's my barber, and like one or two other people. One guy didn't show up. He's like the main kind of keep us focused kind of person or whatever, if you will. He didn't show up. He was a little tired. That's all right. It'd have been nice to see him again after a long while, but I try to just keep in touch with people in general. They had a lot of people had a lot to get off their chest tonight. Pause, and it's like I was ready to say something at the same time. I'm like, you know what, man, I probably just need to listen tonight. Someone was like, just listen, you know what I mean? And all my input, I try to just be positive. I don't want to say try to be positive, but just let people know, like, I'm happy to see them tonight, and I'm happy that they're still here with us, because a couple of people go through a couple of things right here. This is a flavored cigar. We got the Cherry Bomb. We're right here on Cherry Street with the Cherry Bomb. I grew up on 18th and Cherry. About what are we on 25th right now? So like up the hill, basically. Like 7, 8 blocks, something like that. I'm trying to think. I can't really do the math right now, but yeah, 7. But we're on a certain part, so it's like, yeah, I say 7. I say 7. But I sit there and hit the 1V cut, keep it clean. It's a small joint, you know what I'm saying? It's thin, opposed to what I'm used to, but I make this work. But yeah, I had to let my guy. He went through something that was kind of I'll spare you the details, but it was I'm just happy he's still here with us. He's alive. That's all it is. I won't really divulge the details. And I started thinking, man, it's like I want to let people know I love them more while they're still alive and here with us. Just in general, man. I just want to do that a little more often. That's it, man. What's going on, man? Basketball. Oh, it's giving me the basketball tough dude. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Count your blessings, man. That's all it is. That's all I'm trying to say tonight, man. Count the blessings, God bless. I hope you're having a great night. I had to let someone know I was happy that he's still here with us today. He had told me a crazy story about it. Just something that happened over the weekend with him. So, or he had went through something crazy over the weekend. So I just let him know, like, I'm just happy you're still here with us. More than anything, I'm happy you're still here. That's all it is. Which part of New York is this? What part of New York is this? This ain't even New York, man. But that's when you think that. How's my day? My day's doing all right, man. I'm doing all right today, man. I got we got the flavored Cherry Bomb cigar right there. So it is. Am I a Christian? No, I'm not. I'm not religious at all, honestly. But yeah. Yeah, man. Excuse me. But yeah. Nah, man. I believe in God, though. I believe in God. I believe in myself. Trying to believe in myself just as much as I believe in God, if that makes sense as well. And I try to share the blessings with everyone, count my own blessings and share them with people, if that makes sense. Hopefully that translates. But my day's been good, man. Thank you for asking. Hopefully you've been doing all right too. Feel free to let me know as well. Matter of fact, let me try to sit there and do the question real quick. Okay, let's do this. All right. You ready? I'm gonna throw it up there. Damn, why didn't it come up there, man? Oh, there it is. I don't know if it's gonna show. Yo, how do I adjust this, man? Trying to get this right. Last time I was able to put in the corner. There we go. So yeah, what do you feel grateful for today, man? That's it. Keeping it simple. What do you feel grateful with? You know, feel free to answer that. You know, it's not, you don't got to feel pressured for it. But yeah, you can see it though. Just let me know if that's all good up there. That's all it is, man. You know, last time I had did a live chat, I actually you know, it's funny. I thought I originally had named this live chat "Count Your Blessings," but I stuck to Thursday night live chat because sometimes people just want to see what it's about, see what's going on. You know what I mean? I feel grateful for everybody in your life. That's good to hear, man. Yeah, I gotta like. Actually, someone called me on the weekend. I might have to call them back as much as like I didn't want to hear what they might have to say that day. I was kind of just like, I don't know, man. You know, but I'm still grateful that they're still alive, if that makes sense. You know, just didn't want to talk to them that day. But yeah, I might have to get back to them. King Von Jr. You talking about King Von's kid? What's going on? What's going on with that, man? Appreciate you dropping in though. Am I reading that correctly? Cold man. Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate you being here. Anyone that drops in, feel free to answer the question. You know, just come hang out for a little bit. What's going on, man? Why am I smoking, man? I don't know, man. I'm just smoking because it's like actually I was offered a blunt a while ago, but I was like, man, I'm trying to slow down on the the weed stuff, so I'm just doing the cigar right now. But I did a cigar the other day actually. You know, kind of just if anything, I am grateful for getting through the work week and kind of just unwinding right now. So I'm just unwinding and getting a little smoke. You know, smoking forces me to sit down and relax. I mean, less about reflecting, but just sitting down and actually relaxing. You know what I'm saying? Um, who's your favorite rapper? That's tricky, man. That's tricky, man. I mean, like, if you're saying of all time, or you're saying currently, all time or currently, you know, all time it's probably still Tupac. Currently, it's probably Freddie Gibbs. But see, it changes a lot because sometimes I go through a lot of just like all time. I'm gonna say Tupac probably. I mean, because the thing is, I was listening to Tupac before I sat down at this bench, which is funny. Like I had a certain playlist on shuffle. It was actually a spiritual playlist, which is pretty cool. And Tupac My Block from Better Days that started playing, which is interesting. Yo, same list for real. Freddie and Tupac. Word, yeah. Freddie Gibbs is my favorite rapper right now. Like I just listen to him all the time. Like it's just, and I'll be honest, like you know, excuse me, the shit that he be rapping about, I don't necessarily relate to or resonate with, but on one end, I resonate with the energy that he brings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just the way he kind of carries himself. My bad, Michael Merritt. Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate it. But yeah, you're the same. Oh my bad. You're gonna sub. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you dropping in, man. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not sure when people drop in on the chat if they're subbed already or not, but I appreciate when people drop in and just say hi. You know. So I try to just hit the what you feel grateful for today. You know, that's just where my mind is at. I'm really grateful that. And this is a guy. This is a guy that cuts my hair. He's my barber, pretty much. But he's a community guy. But he was just telling us something that he went through and how he felt about it. And I'm just happy that he's still alive and here with us. And I had to let him know. You know what I'm saying? I felt to let him know. Uh-oh. I don't know, man. Somebody sent some stuff. Michael Merritt. Yeah, Michael Merritt. How are you doing, man? I'm doing all right. I don't know. The other person, it looked like they were writing some spam and stuff, so I'm not sure what that's all about. But yeah. I thought about gratitude a little bit because a piece of me in the middle of this is a men's meeting that we're having, and in the middle of the meeting, I'm kind of just thinking like, it's me and two other people, but they were speaking a lot, and it seemed like they needed to catch up more than anything. So I thought about it. I was like, I have like answers and questions and whatever ready, like stuff like that. But my thing about it was, it also isn't about me tonight. It's about all of us, and the fact that like they were kind of talking about some things, some things that they were grateful for. I was like, well, that puts me in the mindset of just letting people know like I'm blessed to be here tonight, etc. So that's just kind of where my mentality was at. State Orange, you gotta specify what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on, State Orange. You're writing a lot of different characters in here. Let me know what's going on, man. Smoking is bad for you and shit. This is also true, but you gotta understand with the cigar, it's like you're not fully inhaling, and it forces you to sit down and master your breathing to a certain degree. But you're not wrong because there is a bit of residue. But just understand that, like for me, it's like I needed to unwind a bit. I guess let me not say need, but I use it to unwind because need is not the right word. I use it to unwind. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Michael. But to each their own, because certain people do certain things for themselves that aren't necessarily positive either. That's just my thing. State Orange, I don't know what you're writing, and Therefore, if you send another one of those, I'm gonna get you out of here. He thinks smoking is good, but what he don't know that he gotta go to the hospital and die. The thing about it is like, you know, if you live like the healthiest, most righteous life, at some point you'll be dying in the hospital for nothing. You know what I mean? That's the comedic side of it. You know, not to be funny, but I'm 14 and I used to do it. You're 14, you used to smoke? That's crazy. Stop saying stuff like that, y'all. But yeah, hold on. State Orange, I gotta get you out of here. I gotta get you out of here. All right, I'm just gonna time you out. I need to let you know right now. I'm timing you out for about 30 because I don't know what you're writing. It's just a lot of different characters, but appreciate you being here. Stop saying stuff like that, y'all. Please. All right, my bad. Yo, why are you smoking right now? Tell me, why do you think smoking is good for you? No one said it was good for me. No one said it was good for me. But yeah. Well, like I said, I appreciate y'all dropping in. But yeah, John Wick. My bad, John Wick. I saw you earlier, but what's going on with you, man? How you doing? I guess the other question is like, does everything that you do for yourself, is it truly good for you? Like, could you positively say like 100% of your day is conducted in the most positive, functional way? You know what I'm trying to say? Um, no, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the. No, I got you. I got you, basketball. I got you. Yeah, they're not necessarily saying mean stuff. They're just speaking their mind the way that we are tonight too. So I respect their opinion. You know, I respect their opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So yeah, and actually, this, you know, what's interesting is like, it's really, you're out. All right, man. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you being here, man. Yeah. What was I gonna say? This isn't even like the worst, if not the strongest cigar I've ever smoked. You know, not to be funny about it, but just being truthful. You know, the one that I had yesterday, I think because I had purged it incorrectly. It was burning a little too, and it had like some burnt char on there. It burnt in the worst way. You know what I mean? If you stream again, you'll come. Oh yeah, all right, man. I mean, I don't know. I'll try to do them as often as I can. You know, but we'll see. I'll try to do them as often as possible. You know what I mean? Stopped him. I'm trying to say, please stop. Bro, just stopped him. Michael, I don't know what you're talking about, man. But okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. Am I reading that? I don't know if I'm reading that, but stop. Okay. What was I gonna say? The other day, because I had the one that was purged from, it was either a night before or during like a phone call. Because I had did the one where I had smoked for D'Angelo. So when I smoked for D'Angelo, I was using the, I forget the name of it, but it's a cigar from Maryland. You know what I mean? So my guy who does my tattoos, he sells the cigars as well. And me and him, we smoke sometimes. And the Maryland joints, they're pretty good, and they get kind of strong towards the end. And the thing is, I was smoking it on live for the D'Angelo stream, and then the thing is, you can cure it. It's cure it or purge it. I forget exactly. I think it's cure it, and then you can kind of save it. But then the actual ash from the tip was kind of, you know, it's something about that I should have snipped off a little bit, and then just proceeded from there. But I don't know, man. Also, the way it was burning, it was kind of like uneven, but it had a harsh burn yesterday. But that's on me for how I conducted it. You know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, man. So that's the other interesting part. That's the other interesting part, man. Tight. I see what you're writing, man. I'm not engaging with it at this point because I'm continuing to smoke. You understand that, right? You know, I'm gonna continue to smoke, man. I'm gonna continue to smoke my cigars. You know, this one ain't that bad, really. But Michael, what you grateful for, man? What's going on here, man? What you grateful for, man? Let me know that. Let me know what's going on with that, bro. Before anything. You know? Let me know, man. Also, if you spam it again, let me know too. If you spam it again, let me know too, bro. I'll get you out of here myself as well. Appreciate everyone dropping in. Yeah, it's really interesting, man. You know, sometimes people will sit there and open up Um, like my guy did earlier, and I was just thinking to myself, like, that's crazy, man. Like, certain consequences are costly. Like, cost you a couple hundred, a couple thousand here and there. I'm not being very specific, obviously, but I remember when he was speaking about it, I just started thinking like that same kind of money or whatever. Sometimes that goes to funeral costs and things like that. You know, certain people's consequences are like the debts that they have to pay, certain credit cards they have to pay off, school debt, school loans, things like that. So, um, but to be alive, man, to be alive, to live in life and experience, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, to live life, everything that it has to offer. That includes smoke and junk food. Smoke, junk food, soda. You know what I'm saying? Somebody dropped a case of soda at work today. And it was like because one soda was compromised and blew up, the whole case was available to drink, which is crazy. You know what I mean? But it's just like it's free soda. It's a diet Pepsi. It's a zero sugar, whatever you call it. Like I don't know how they I don't know what the word is. I don't know how they calculate that or whatever you call it. But nonetheless, it's free. But they say soda be killing people too. That's the other side of it. But it's like the gratitude of just experiencing soda. It sounds stupid, but just having soda. Because you go to some countries, man. Some countries have pure chocolate. Some countries will have pure chocolate, but then at the same time, they'll have like they want like Hershey's from America. It's kind of weird. I'm like, why do you guys want this? Like, my family in the Philippines, they want Hershey's from here, but they have like pure chocolate over there, and they don't like the taste of it, but they want that preservative stuff. So it's weird how that works. But to be alive is to have access to that, if not experience it, which is really interesting. You're grateful for all your family today, Michael? That's good to hear, man. Yeah, man. That's one thing to always be grateful for. I think a lot of us wouldn't be here without family, obviously. You know, that's one way to look at it, right? Grateful for our family today. Are you just writing back what I wrote? Are you just writing back what I said? That's kind of weird. That's strange. Alrighty, bro. You let me know what's going on. But yeah, not to ignorantly take yourself away from people. Obviously, you want to be mindful and cognizant. Like this is an everyday thing. I don't even want this to be the topic of discussion if we're being honest. But I will say, like, the things you experience in your life. You know what I'm saying? The pleasures that you allow for yourself. You were born with CP. I don't know what that means. Can you break down what CP is? I don't know what that means, man. Yeah, let me know, man. Let me know if I fell into a trap with that one. But it's everything, man. I think a lot of people waste their time too, with certain pleasures in life. Time consuming. But you need those moments to not go crazy. I thought about that today because when the person offered me the blunt, I was like, I need to slow down. But I've also thought that's why I'm pent up sometimes and I'm not able to relax as much, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't drink no more. It's been 2 years since I last drank, 2.5 years more or less since I last drank. And I also don't like I smoke every now and again. Weed that is, but cigars I try to do them every now and again when the health is doing all right and get through the work week, everything's out the way, everything's taken care of. You know what I mean? You're a born disability, but what does it stand for? What does CP stand for? Is that cerebral palsy? Is that cerebral palsy? Is that what you're saying? Let me know if that's what you mean, bro. I don't know if I know that correctly. Yeah, cerebral palsy. All right, all right, man. I mean, I don't know how that. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, I'm not denying that I can't prove it. I mean, God bless if that's what's going on, man. I just was looking at the chat like, what's going on here? But I get you, man. I kind of get where you're coming from with that. I can see how. Yeah. Yeah, I can see how you would chat that way. So I appreciate you being here, man. Oh, there we go. Just make sure everything's caught up. Oh, yeah, that's the other interesting thing because I was asked to do some like YouTube gaming stuff. It was like YouTube games as an option or something for people who go to the live streams. And then I was part of the study or something, but it never worked for the live streams I was doing, so I was confused about it. And then what ended up happening next was what do you call these? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Um, what happened next was they said that I passed the whatever, and they wanted to give me a gift card. So I was confused about everything happening because I didn't participate. I just put in a little survey, a little YouTube survey. So they wanted to give me a gift card. So I didn't never cashed it out. I never even accepted it. But right now they're starting to add the Q&A stuff. I feel like that's always been there. I could be wrong, but at the same time, they're supposed to add games in the middle of live streams. I don't know if they're gonna do it or not. They're doing the thing where it's like people who comment and speak the most, whether they're approved. That's the thing is like there's a lot of people who are here, but they're not approved users. It's just people that show up out the blue. You know, it's like weird shit like that. So I couldn't really tell. I couldn't tell you who was who and who's real or whatever. But you know, it goes it goes unnoticed sometimes because you know these are like efforts, right? These are efforts being put, videos, live streaming, and just whatever other. It's not just my channel; it's just other people. I know some people are trying to get off the ground running. Some people are doing really well. Some people are doing really well. Some people who found my channel and found other people's channels through it, and people who found me through other people's channels, like just shit like that. Just the whole shared experience of YouTube and content creation, if you will. And it's really interesting, man. It's like obviously I'm grateful for that, you know. But yeah, my bad. I was saying all that to say, like, I was trying to turn on the game stuff for the live streams anyway. Long story short. Ashed itself. I was about to ash it. It ashed itself. It's crazy. Yeah, man. I used to spend all those other streams and like all the other ones just walking around the city on certain days, and I was hoping to do that for the World Series, but Seattle didn't make it, so I'm kind of upset about that. What's going on, Adrian? Thank you for being here. Adrian, are you live right now? What's going on? Are you going live tonight? Let me know if you're going live tonight. You know? You love the live stream, Michael? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, that's the thing is like they had that thing where they put the crowns there for people who comment the most, and then it's like experience, so it's kind of weird. But then also they're supposed to add some games. I don't know what the games are gonna look like, but hopefully they start adding them to the live streams because that'll be kind of fun to interact with people in that regard. I mean, I just put the question up there today. Where I'm just like, not tonight, but I'm playing. You're playing a few games though. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I gotta record tonight, so got it. This is pretty much my Friday, so I'm about to what was I gonna say? Go home. Well, it's funny. I've been going in and out the house, which is kind of funny. Go home and then record some Pokemon. So if you guys are seeing those Pokemon videos coming out every day on certain times, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to record as much as possible, more so schedule them out, put them out there into the universe. Get as much Pokemon ZA videos out, as many Digimon live streams going, get all that kind of just the ball rolling, right? Get that going because I want to stay locked in and a little more focused on just creating more and more every day and just creating stuff, So that's what I'm saying this weekend. I'm gonna look forward to hitting my little spot. I got the little, if you've been tapping into the truancy hours, there's gonna be one tonight. So I don't know what time zone you guys are on, but 11 p.m. Pacific, every 11 p.m. Pacific at Thursday night. You know what I mean? 9 o'clock. I'm assuming you're on West Coast time. I could be wrong, or maybe you're on the other side. I'm not exactly sure, but I will say, yeah, Pacific time, Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Thursday nights. Truancy hours, university mindset. Just tapping into different like thought processes and shit like that. Just me kind of speaking out loud, creating a set topic, if not, certain. Hey, be careful not to dox yourself, Michael. But I appreciate you telling me. Yeah, don't get specific, but yeah. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, be careful not to dox yourself, but yeah, you're good, man. Just don't get specific. But I was gonna say, that's pretty much the podcast stuff happening every Thursday night, which is good. No, don't worry about it, man. I don't want you to get in trouble. That's all. I don't want you to get yourself in trouble. You didn't do anything wrong. I just want to make sure you don't get yourself in trouble. That's all it is. Cause, sometimes like a lot of different kids and like younger people will enter the stream, and I want to make sure that they're safe and they're keeping themselves safe. Cause we had a couple kids that used to drop in. They had like multiple accounts, different iPads and phones and shit, and they like, yeah, I'm a 6-year-old. I play this game. Do you play that game? And I'm like, hey man, just be careful. Don't be giving out your age in the stream. You don't know who's coming in and out. It's a public stream, so just be careful with that. But that's the other thing too, is like, kids get a hold of like their grandparents. I've seen it sometimes. My nieces and nephews will sit there and get their grandparents' phone just to watch YouTube or play games and shit. And they might end up going down a rabbit hole of something they don't need to be seeing. And yeah, the whole world is at their fingertips now, which is interesting. That's another crazy thing. But you also got to be grateful for the technology, which is kind of crazy. That's another crazy thing, But yeah, no, you're good. You're good, man. You didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, you did nothing wrong, but I just want to make sure you're protecting yourself. That's all it is. That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. That's what's cool, though. But yeah, no, I haven't drank in like 2.5 years. I'll say about 2.5 years, yeah. So that's one thing. That's one thing I used to do a lot. I used to have this high-paying job. I used to work that overtime, spend the overtime money, just boom, getting myself drunk, all that stuff. Doing all the extra necessity, or extra unnecessary stuff. Just doing shit like that. And sometimes I get crossfaded. You know how to go. And it was all unnecessary, man. It was just unnecessary. I was just doing a whole lot. And that was probably the time I was taking the least amount of care for myself. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, it's love, man. Appreciate it. Are you leaving? Is that what you're saying? You have a good night too, man. I don't know if that's what you meant, but okay. You have a good night. Yeah, it's really interesting. But no, I say all this to say, like, I feel like I went through different stages of addictions where, like, if it wasn't some form of food, it'd be like some form of like intoxication or whatever. You know what I mean? Some form of that. All right, man. Peace out, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for dropping in. And that's the live streams, man. I'll try to do them as often as possible. I was supposed to do this live stream, or excuse me, the one yesterday. I was supposed to do it tonight. It made more sense to do the one I did yesterday tonight. But something told me, because it was like Wednesday afternoon turning into night, and the way the sun was setting and the way it was still kind of warm outside, I was like, I need to spend some time outside. I need to spend some time out there doing, you know what I'm saying? Out there at the bench, the park, just soaking in whatever sunshine is left and breathing in as much fresh air. And I like the fall. I like I don't necessarily like winter, but I like the beginning of fall right after summer. So I like these kind of like weeks and months right here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know yet. We'll see, man. I'm not gonna make any promises. A lot of times it's whenever inspiration strikes, or sometimes it feels like the night is ending too soon, or like I'm gonna head home. It feels, oh my bad. It feels like the night is ending too soon, or I'm heading home too early or something, and I want to do something. I want to be outside and socialize, either with people. I was socializing with people a while ago, and I went to the little group. My bad, I'm holding the mic. And if I'm not doing that, then like I gotta, talk on the live stream, because some people, they can't really see me or reach me in person. So sometimes I want to tap into certain people from around the world. If not, whatever. You know what I mean? Your mom said you could still be on your phone. Hey man, I mean, it's no pressure, man. I appreciate it, man. If you're chilling still, let me know. You know what I mean? If you're still chilling, let me know. But yeah, that's my thing, man. I'm more social than I realize. I mean, in the sense that like I like talking, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just sit there and listen. And people, I let people just tell me crazy shit. I ain't trying to judge them. Sometimes I'm just laughing, having fun, I like being in the mix sometimes, It's funny because at work today, it's my Friday, so it's like I'm over here just doing a lot of work for people. They're like, hey man, slow down. And I was like, no, you're right. I was kind of getting irritated because I'm like, I just want to get it out the way. I want to make sure I get the work done for you guys, because tomorrow they got a lot more work to do. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be a lot more busy. They're gonna be sitting there. What do you call this? Their muscles are gonna be working. That's all I know. They're gonna be working hard tomorrow, and I'm not gonna be there. So I'm like, hey, let me just take care of this for you. That's it. This is my Friday. I'm gonna knock this out. I'm not too stressed out. You know, we had like lunch earlier and all that. Actually, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I actually left because we had one of them extended lunches. Because usually we get free lunches. Sometimes people will cook for us. You know what I'm saying? People will sit there cook for us, or whatever, and I'll sit there and we had a day today where it's like it's an extended lunch where they don't cook for you. So you go out and buy your own. You go out there and buy your own, spend your own money, which kind of sucks. But you know, I find places where I don't spend too much. But it's funny because today is technically payday. Bro, I walked like I didn't realize I was walking for 10 minutes. I walked for 10 minutes to this Thai restaurant. Got me some it wasn't even pad Thai, bro. They just called that joint chicken noodle. I was like, chicken noodle, what's that about? She said, hold on, let me show you a picture. She started showing me the picture of the chicken noodle. I said, this shit kind of crazy. This look kind of nice. She says, yeah, it's different than the pad Thai because they got like a wide noodle. It's like a wider. I don't know how she explained it. It was like wide rice or like wide whatever noodle. It was different, and it had a little chicken up in there. She's like, how spicy do you want it? I said, on what scale? She said 5 stars. I'm like, all right, look, I gotta go back to work, so let's make it 2. So she came by. She saw me eating the food. She saw me scarfing it down. She said, how's the food? I was like, yo, this is delicious. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I probably should have went for 4 stars because 2 is okay. I can manage this. She said, do you want some hot sauce on the side? I was like, nah, man. I gotta go back to work. I ain't trying to be burning up. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. You ain't trying to be burning up. You be sitting in the bathroom too. You know how that go. And it's like, yeah, you know, I didn't want to sit there and deal with that. But it was a good ass meal, man. I scarfed that down, and I realized it took me another 10 minutes just to get back to the, you know, to the job. And I'm like, bro, that was like 10 minutes there and back. So I don't know how long it took me to scarf the food down. Might have been like another 10. I'm over here waiting for the food. I get it, and like, you know, like 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm losing track of time here. Anyway, all that to say, my lunch was pretty much like an hour long. Took like an hour long lunch. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy. I came back. I was worried. I was like, yo, they'd probably be mad at me. They're probably gonna be upset with me because I'm kind of walking in like 5-10 minutes late. Because I technically walked through the doors when I was supposed to be back, but I had to go back to the locker. You know, get resituated, all that. You know, they give you work equipment, so I had to like re-equip everything. You know that go. That was an interesting thing. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, they got them weird things happening on the daily though. You know? Weird joint happening on the daily. You gotta be careful with things, man. Let me know if the mic is still going or not. That's joint blinking. Hold on. I know I wasn't tripping. My green light is blinking. So let me know if the mic goes in and out or not. Let me know if that stuff kind of goes in and out. You know, audio, I should say. Let me know if the audio goes in and out, because I might have to just charge this up. I don't know if I smashed that thing up. The little port. I don't know if I smashed the port up. Gotta be careful with my devices here. So we'll see. I'll tell you some other shit, man. As soon as I pieced out of this, that, and third Whoopty Wop, didn't know what it is, man. A lot of people then fell back. So it's interesting because it's like, I don't know, man. I be scoping it. I be knowing. Intuition be known, man. How was the day? Man, it was, you know, it's crazy. So I went, like I was saying, I went to work today, and it was slow. I went to work. The department next to me was hella empty. My own department had the door shut. What the fuck is this? So I had to use the badge access door. I had to go all the way around. I see everybody in there laughing. They're like, hey, there he is. And I thought I was in trouble. I'm like a minute early. What were we talking about? I'm like a minute early from clocking in. And they walked up to me and said, hey, we're going right on break. So as soon as you got in, we're going straight to break. I was like, all right. And then we all kind of walked together. It was like 4 of us. We walked together all the way to Starbucks, grabbed some, you know, I don't even know what, this is why it's stupid, Adri. In the morning, I got a donut and a coffee. Because I was like, ooh, it's payday. I'm going to splurge on a donut, you know? and I always get my coffee in the morning. We go to Starbucks, I get another coffee. I don't know why. It's just the habit of just, you're there, they sell coffee, you might as well get another cup. Got me a second cup. I grabbed the Danish. So I'm just over here eating hella sweets in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Hella caffeine. Yeah. And then I go back to work, and it's the slowest day ever. We're sitting there chatting it up most of the time. We're just sitting there chatting up and then doing a little bit of physical labor. So every time physical labor actually happened, I'm over here just working my ass off. And then everybody's like, slow down, man, slow down. And then lunch came around, took like an hour-long lunch. They weren't even tripping. That was crazy. I was like, I don't even understand. There was no managers, no supervisors. It was just leads and just regular people. We're all just standing around chatting it up, disappearing every now and again, going on for little walks, things like that. Yeah. So yeah. How was your day though, Adri? What's going on with you? Did you work today? Let me know if you worked today. Yeah. Let me know. I don't even know if you're still there, but let me know if you work today. We'll see what's going on with that. I just had the work day. We had the little little group session about like an hour ago. We run a little late because they were cutting the kids' hair and shit. So when they were done cutting the kids' hair, we just came in there, chopped it up for a little bit, about half an hour. Watching the game in the background and shit. Yeah, work today, but went by. Oh yeah, work went down. Yeah, I understand that. Today was slow, but it was fast. If you know what I mean. Like we found a way to pace ourselves. So that was a good part. You know what I mean? So I was grateful for that, man. It's a great way to get paid. A couple hours, just to hang out. That's the other thing too, man. Like, bro been in the chat the whole time, but he doesn't have a number one. So it's like either the account ain't verified or it's just some other shit. Like, that's crazy to me, man. Let me know what's going on with that, bro. Let me know what's going on with that. Because as you can see, Adri's number one, but hasn't been chatting as much as bruh. So it's like, what's going on, bruh? Let me know. Dude ain't verified or something. That's how it be, though. It's crazy because I was like, was that yesterday when I was watching your live stream when I was at work? I was like watching you stream. There's one of my friends is streaming tonight. Actually, I'm about to go check out her Twitch. I would urge other people to check that out too. I don't know if other people have Twitch accounts like that, but Yeah, Adri, you see what I'm saying? Like, bro, been in the chat the whole time, but it's like he's not number one. He's been chatting the whole time, but he's not number one. So it's like either that's an unverified account, or it's just like a new one. So it's like dude just been making new shit popping up. So it's like that's what happens on the YouTube live stream. Sometimes you meet people like that. And it could be anybody. It could be anybody on the screen, Repetitious comments with specific questions. You know how that go. So it's really interesting. It's weird. It's weird. I kind of just scope out for that. A lot of times I just look for the blue wrench, whoever pops in. It's been a while since I've seen my main people, but sometimes they're around, sometimes they're not. I be checking out people's stuff when they leave me like actual comments. I go on their shit. Some people be real accounts, so I've vetted a few people I don't actually I don't actually know in person, but I vetted them just based off of that, and I've made them my mods, obviously, things like that. But it's rare, man. Going at this for like getting close to a year. I'll say getting close to a year because my first YouTube live stream was technically on Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving, I had seen Turtle Game Edutainment. I was watching his channel. Dude had like the X-Wing camera and he was just sitting there smoking it up, chopping it up with me. I said, what kind of camera is this, man? That thing is following you. He said, it's something about the X-Wing or something like that. I said, okay. I ain't kept up with his stuff, though, I ain't gonna lie. But he's been doing that probably at the house, if not outside. And I just listened to what he got to say. But it's cool, man, because I saw him do that on Thanksgiving. He's Native American, so obviously he had a lot to say about Thanksgiving. So then after that, I was like, let me just go up the street and let me try to shoot my own at the park because there's good enough lighting. I did that the first time, and ever since then, I was like, let me just slowly get into live streaming, and then here we are. How many episodes deep with the Truancy Hour? But this isn't one of those. This is just some random Thursday night live chats. You know, we're gonna keep it simple as much as possible. Just sit there and chop it up. Whoever drops in, drops in. Whoever needs to hear something, say something, whatever, get it off your chest. You know, that's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for. You know. So yeah, man. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. Hey, Michael, how long have you had your YouTube channel? How long have you had your YouTube account? You know, how long have you had that? But yeah, I'm pretty much bringing these back. I used to do these way more often throughout the day. Like I try to do like 4 or 5, just stay on the grind. You know what I'm saying? You don't remember? I'm sure you don't, bro. I'm sure you don't. But yeah, I'm good off that, man. I'm good off that, bro. Yeah. It's funny too, but all this gentrification, you would think that they'd fix certain lights, but they don't really need it in certain areas. That's how you know people be having whips over there. That shit crazy. They know the demographic. They know the time. But yeah, I shut these down, and then I was like, I don't know if I'll do them again, but like I said before, I keep saying it because new people show up to each new live stream, and it's like, what ends up happening is, or sorry, what ended up happening was I put a lot of pressure on making this the live streams, the actual podcast episodes, and I was like, let's refine it a bit. Let's put a little less pressure on that, and let's go and create some pre-recorded stuff, you know, in a more professional setting with a professional look, and like, you know, just more stationary and less quiet in the background, you know, less about losing connection being outside. You know, sometimes you lose excuse me, like reception, you know, data and all that stuff. Data speeds slow down. Sometimes the plane goes overhead and everything messes up. So when I pre-recorded it, at least I have it, you know, in a more concentrated, controlled environment kind of thing. What's the character on your hoodie? All right, check this out. So this is why I was asking if you're streaming, Adrian. This hoodie right here is Solarin's hoodie. Solarin, look him up. Go on Twitch or YouTube, look up Solarin. Sularin. Sularin. He's a streamer on Twitch. I found him because I seen him streaming Dragon Quest 3 when it came out, and he was playing that game, and I was like, oh damn, you playing this game too? I don't know no one else that plays this game. He said, yeah, I play a lot of RPGs. I started checking out his channel and his content. This is like back in February, January or something, and ever since then I've been following him, and I actually talked to him on Discord. Like, you know, me and him actually talk and message every now and again, and he's a real supportive guy. Like, he helped me with my own live streams because I didn't realize that I was recording at 240 pixels this whole time. My output was at 240 pixels, and he helped me out with making sure my content was at 1080. So that's someone that I actually know in real life. So I supported his himself. I supported him by just buying his hoodie, his content, and I wore this hoodie at SoccerCon. I went to SoccerCon. It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think on the Sunday day, Friday I had rocked the actually, I don't even know. Friday I probably had the Shohoku jersey from Slam Dunk, and then Saturday I just had my whole, like, you know, Puma fit. I wasn't even really a character like that. And then Sunday I just rocked Solarin's hoodie. I rocked that joint. But this is his stuff. He got his own emojis and emotes on the sleeve, and then he's got his symbol right here. You know what I mean? So I rocked the Solarin hoodie, man. I was rocking this. I was promoting it all today at the job and even in the vicinity. I was walking around with that joint, man. It's crazy though, because it is a Grim Reaper. But it's Solarin. Sularin. I would encourage you guys to check him out. Go on his channel. Run up them views, man. I don't think he's going live tonight. He might do an emergency live. You know, sometimes people do emergency live streams where they play certain video games, but he's been doing, I forget the name. There's one RPG he's been playing, but he's also been doing Silk Song. I think he finished Final Fantasy, but he's also going to do Final Fantasy Tactics. And then on Saturdays, Mondays he does Stardew Valley. So Stardew Valley, Silk Song. I forget the name of the other RPG he plays, and then he's playing Final Fantasy Tactics, the new one that they rehashed. So he's been doing a lot of those. And he's playing that game right after he completed playing Final Fantasy 12, which is funny because it's pretty much Evil Ice. Evilice? Evilise. I don't know. It rhymes with avarice a little bit. Not really. Just like, not phonetically, but you know, word-wise, letter-wise. So it's real interesting. But hopefully that answers your question, Adri. That's the character. It's Solaren's the Reaper kind of character, emoji, if you will. That you can use on his Twitch. You can actually use it on his Twitch if you check him out ever. He's on YouTube too, but you know, you go on Twitch for the points, right? And rack up some points. He's got his own merch. So I have this hoodie, and then I have a second hoodie. It's like maroon. I think it's like maroon or brownish. And it's pretty much the same hoodie, but different color. So I have two of his hoodies. I have a mug. I got a couple stickers. I got a handful of his merch. And that's the thing too, is like it's getting to be like hot cocoa weather. So because of that, I might start pulling the mugs back out. You know, summertime I was using the mugs to put ice cream in. Put ice cream inside the mugs, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it, man. Chopping it up. But yeah, we'll see, man. I'm keeping the topics real simple and open-ended. I'll say that much with the questions and shit, you know? That's why I kept it in the corner. That's why I sat at an angle over here. I'm gonna try to figure out, you know, as we go along with each live stream and live chat, just figure it out as I go along. I'm just having fun with it. Sometimes I don't want to waste an hour of my day being overly productive or even being unproductive. So sometimes that's what the live streams create, like a lot of a laxed vibe, if you will. Excuse me, I don't want to smoke on each of them either, necessarily. But it's just whenever I have time to just, you know, while it's still kind of chilly outside, you know, not too cold, I'll just spend that time being outside, you know what I mean? That might be it. Might be chair right there. Hold on, man. There it is. Might be right there. I thought it was cherry for a second. But yeah, man. I could chill here too. I could just chill here the whole time, really. You know? You're just chilling. Adri, I'm not like, this is what I'm trying to figure out with Michael, man. Hey, Michael, like, how long have you had your YouTube account? But it's just like, you've been chatting the most. So I'm surprised you don't have a #1 crown. You see what I'm trying to say? It's not a verified account to my understanding or whatever's going on. But I get it. You know, I'm considering what you were saying a while ago. That's all it is, bro. So, but like I said, I've dealt with this before with past live streams. So my whole thing is like, we've constantly had people trolling and just people whatever on some show up to live stream if they want the attention to be on them. So I don't give it to people. I'll be honest with you. I don't give it to them, you know. Also, like, it's just a little strange. Like I said, you don't have the crown, but you have the most chats. So I'm considering what you told me. So I give it the benefit of a doubt, but it's not a big deal. I'm just wondering about that. That's why I'm not entertaining what you got to write, what you got to type over there. I'm just being honest with you. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you. Because think about that. Adri got the crown. Adri ain't chatting that much. Just kind of hanging out, lurking. I think kind of, that's cherry right there. It's done. Yeah, that's done. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. And then this is where the goofy stuff starts coming in. Watch. That's where the goofy stuff starts coming in. I see it. But I will say I'm grateful for all the subscribers and things like that. You know what I mean? You thought it's forever joins. No, it's like if you engage the most. I've been in streams where I've engaged the most, but sometimes who's ever first and engages the most. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think, like, he was there before you too, so that's why it's interesting. Like, from an actual subscriber. No, it's different. It's, you know, it's funny because some people go #1 because they donated the most too, which is interesting. I'm not there yet, but we'll see when I get there. Yeah. Am I reading that right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Either his account, you know, because I realized I got to talk to you in a certain way, Adri. I gotta be more specific. His account's probably not verified. That's my assumption, you know. But like I said, I've dealt with trolls and bots and guys that have like 60 different accounts and weird shit. So I'm like, I don't entertain all the, hey, I'm in your live, give me the attention. Like I don't entertain that much, you know. Yeah, my bad. Because the other peeps here that will pop in show as number one too. They show up as number one because they've chatted the most, if that makes sense. Before. But yeah, you're gonna join your other account. All right, Brent. That's what I'm saying. Try it. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Like, I just think his account isn't approved. So that's all that I'm saying. But we'll see, Michael. Let me know, man. Let me know when you hop in the other one. Yeah, we had a dude who was like obsessed with chatting with me, and dude had like 60 accounts just to talk to me one day, and then he trolled and had the nerve to be disrespectful on Mother's Day of all days, because you know my mom's dead, so I'm over here talking about my mom and shit, and he made the live chat about him. And I was like, oh no, we're getting you the fuck out of here. And ever since then, I was like, I don't deal with people that can't be trusted. So it ain't nothing against you, Michael. I'm just being honest here. And I'm not gonna beat around the bush about that. You know, I cut the goofiness off early, because what happened before was, you know, when my moderators were taking care of business, my moderators were getting disrespected. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've had this account for a long time, since before Google took over for a partner. Yeah. The other thing about it too was like, you know, the other thing about that is like, how do I explain this? You can approve it. That's the difference. You can approve your account. You know, he has supposedly a medical thing, and we'll see what happens. That's your other account. So that one's starting to show it. See, that's why it's weird. There it is. And now he's number one, which is funny. Now he's number one. So I don't even know what the numbers mean. Couldn't even tell you. That's funny. And now he's number one. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, how? I don't know, bro. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's weird. My other account, it doesn't show that, but on this account it does. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why either. But yeah, we got mods in the chat, so my thing is like, anyone I promote to a mod, obviously I got a level of love and respect for them, so I never put them in a position to get disrespected. I don't even like facilitate someone to go there, so that's why like I don't entertain stuff like that, you know. See, now, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Adri, that's the weird side of it. That's the weird side of it. I'm telling you. Like, how does a brand new account becomes number one and you've been chatting more? That's why it's weird. I don't know how that works, but it's working. It's working though. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, there it is. Hey, as soon as you ask for the time, they shut out the lights. That's a sign too, though. Yeah, as soon as you said, what time is it? That's when they shut out the lights. That's crazy. Hey, man. There it is. Let me know if you can still see me. You probably can't. Yep. All right, man. Hold on. Let me check something. All right, they're still live. The other people are still alive. So I'm going to check that out in a second. You can still see me? Yeah, it's just dark now. That's all. They shut the lights up. They shut the lights out. It's that and then all the planes overhead, so I don't know if that's going to mess up. The planes overhead sometimes mess up the connection, but yeah. Can still see a bit. You're just blind. Are you blind? Well, yeah, I forgot. It's funny. I have a friend that's actually blind, Adri. Sometimes they show up in my live chat too, which is funny. They can hear me and then they can chat, obviously. Like they can type, but they can't see what the hell I'm doing, but they can hear me. It's kind of funny. But yeah, they're a blind person that makes videos, you know what I mean? So there's no excuses. That's the whole point. There's no excuses. Gotta do what you gotta do. All right, man. So I'm sure you do. All right, man. There it is. Hey, I'm about to head out. This thing is cherry is out. I'm about to sit there, do my little, you know, I might do the one and done. I might do the two actually. I might just stick to the two because I'm working with the new numbers now. I'm gonna hit the 2 breaths when I donate the little, you know, boom, ashes or whatnot. Oh, yeah, there it is, man. Oh, these are lights. I'm tripping. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.